So this is now D+6, I guess, because tomorrow I'm going back to the hospital to have the whole body scan. In other words, just like a week before, what happened is that I took the I-131 over a week. A lot of them either naturally decays or it exits my body via as a pee or sweat, whatnot. And then I have been tracking the level of radioactivity in my body using mostly the stomach, which turned out to be a bit of a mistake because I should have actually measured also on my neck separately. David told me about this, and then I don't know, I have not been myself that much recently. Anyway, so according to the measurements made on top of my stomach, the level has been rapidly decaying. And then last time I checked, which was, let me see, today, 12:41 p.m., it was 920 counts per minute, and then 5.9. I still haven't checked whether it's micro or milli, but let's say millisieverts per hour. And then around the neck area, it was about double. That is 1,830. But the neck area is a bit tricky to measure because as soon as I move the Geiger counter away from the neck, it does reflect how it is not measuring as many particles as possible, like immediately. Which means that to measure it exactly, I need to look at the screen of the Geiger counter while the Geiger counter is on my neck, which is physically just impossible, right? That's just a human physiology. But roughly saying, I think the 1,830 was the right one. So now let's measure it again. The time now is 10:30 p.m. and then tomorrow at 4:30 I'm going to have a whole body scan, which means that I'll probably have to be at the hospital around 3:30, because one thing that I learned is that even if your appointment is at 4:30, you want to come to the hospital earlier than that, much earlier than that, because there's always a chance that someone cancels their appointment in the last minute, and then they're going to actually put me through all those appointments much earlier. Obviously, it's much more common that you go there, let's say 4:15, and then your appointment is 4:30, and your actual appointment starts only at 5 or 5:30. But still, like you go a bit early, you aren't allowed. So anyway, so in other words, this is going to be probably I'm going to have yet another measurements tomorrow around noon, but otherwise I won't have it anymore. Of course, after I come back home tomorrow, I'm going to do the measurements, and also, hopefully, I'm going to make the final one. That is, assuming that the doctor says that, looking at the whole body scan, everything looks great. So, you're all cured, or you don't have any more thyroid cell in your body that's going to become cancer later. Who knows? Nobody can tell exactly. But anyway, I hope that there's not going to be another round of this treatment, because, so when you take it the first couple of weeks, it doesn't really feel good. And also, being at home in this nice weather sucks. Anyway, let's measure it. Alright, turning it on. And then I'm going to move away. You can already see that it's so quiet, right? So I'm about, let's say, 3 meters away. And then essentially, the Geiger counter cannot tell whether I had the I-131 radioactive iodine treatment or the therapy. Then I'm walking toward it slowly, little by little. And as you probably can guess from my voice, the sound of my voice, and then the lack of the sound from my Geiger counter, that I am really not that radioactive anymore. It's a pretty dramatic change. Of course, as I get closer, you start sensing that I got here. Oh, that's nice, right? And then I'm going to bring it to my stomach as usual. Yes, going up. Let's see how far it goes. But as you can see, it's so quiet. So nice. Let's wait a bit. All right. There is one problem that I want to mention while I'm waiting for this Geiger counter to stabilize a bit is that as I told you earlier, during the first, let's say 3 days, except for the very first day, I had to take this lemon or the sour candy constantly in order to stimulate my salivary gland. And then now I don't need to, I think. I didn't have to do it after third day or so. But somehow, I think I got addicted to this. I need to really throw all this away. Otherwise, I'm going to just constantly having this in my desk. Not good. Anyway, let's see. 640, 630. The number is so low that I'm getting confused how to call these numbers. 650. I think it's actually almost stabilized already. $680. Going down again, 670. 660. 70. I'm going to call it now. I will say it's essentially 680 with a 4.34 millisievert. Okay, did I say 680? I guess so. 680, 4.33 millisievert. Okay, and then the is June 11th. Time is 10:36 p.m. It's 2019. So it started from the 840,000 on June 3rd, 4:11 p.m. And then it rapidly dropped. And then now it's at 680 and it's June 11th. So modern medicine and physics and chemistry, they do wonders. But anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow after I come back from the whole body scan at the hospital.